Okay.
Right after the age of truth, the revealing is the scab being pulled off, and then the healing can begin.
The world is going to crumble when they see this next arrest. In the meantime, there's going to be distractions and fires to hide evidence. Watch for it, ask questions, demand answers.
Now, this isn't just anybody's house that's burned down in the LA fires. This is P. Diddy's house that's burned. Oh, and there was supposed to be an investigation in 2 days' time.
At 4:32 p.m., we received a 911 call that a suspect was attempting to light a fire in the community of Woodland Hills and was being detained by residents. Officers from LAPD's Topanga area responded and took that suspect into custody.
Katt Williams is making some absolutely wild claims about Diddy's criminal case being connected to those devastating California fires. I know what you're thinking. It sounds completely off the wall, but just wait until you hear the disturbing details that are floating around. My jaw literally dropped when I first heard this. Let me paint you a truly heartbreaking picture of what's been happening in California lately. These massive wildfires have been absolutely ravaging the state. We're talking entire neighborhoods just vanishing into thin air. The devastation is beyond comprehension. Over 20 precious lives lost, and that's just what we know about. Tens of thousands of people forced to flee their homes with nothing but the clothes on their backs, and don't even get me started on all the poor innocent animals that have been hurt or killed. The damage? We're talking billions upon billions, darling, and that number just keeps climbing. Now, here's where things take such a dramatic turn. You'll need to sit down for this. While investigators are still desperately trying to figure out what or who started these fires, the internet is absolutely exploding with theories. And let me tell you about the one that's got everyone's group chats buzzing. Apparently, some people think Hollywood's elite are using these fires as a massive cover-up to destroy evidence connecting them to the Diddy and Jay-Z lawsuits. Can you even imagine? Get this, and I mean really get this, several Hollywood mansions mysteriously went up in flames right when these big-name celebs were dealing with lawsuits, scandals, or money troubles. Remember that suspicious Malibu fire back in 2018? Or those devastating Maui wildfires in 2023? Something super sketchy was going on there. Some homes burned completely to the ground while others right next door didn't even get a scratch. How does that even happen naturally? And honey, it's not just Katt spilling this piping hot tea. That woman Carter, who claims she was a victim of Hollywood's elite, warned her followers months ago to watch out for fires because these powerful figures would do absolutely anything, and I mean anything, to cover their tracks. Even Chris Brown, who usually stays quiet about these things, is saying something's not adding up about these fires.
The worldwide government is way smarter than we give them credit for, because they have us believing they don't do nothing. But the truth is, like there's no such thing as the government is in bed with the internet. No. The internet is a government installation.
I literally cannot even begin to describe how utterly devastating these Los Angeles wildfires have been. We're talking about 24 precious lives lost, each one a devastating tragedy, and over 12,000 properties turned to nothing but ash and memories in just 1 week. It's absolutely gut-wrenching, and my heart breaks for everyone affected. But darling, let me tell you where this story takes an absolutely wild turn that nobody saw coming. The internet is literally exploding with theories about what's really causing these fires. Now, while some of these theories are completely out there, others will make your jaw drop to the floor and stay there. People are whispering, and these whispers are getting louder by the day, that Hollywood and political elites deliberately set these fires to destroy evidence before Diddy's trial in May. And honey, it gets even juicier. Former public official Catherine Austin Fitts, and we're talking serious credentials here, she worked as U.S. Assistant Secretary of Housing and Urban Development during George H.W. Bush's presidency, is adding fuel to this fire. She's asking some very pointed questions about why certain celebs connected to Diddy managed to keep their mansions safe while their neighbors' houses burned to absolutely nothing.
I want to see, what I usually look at in situations like this is I look at the patterns of who got wiped out and how. And, one of the first questions, I'll be honest, that I'm going to look at when I look at some of the communities involved is how many of the homeowners were on the P. Diddy list.
Now, let me spill all the tea about this Diddy list that Fitz mentioned. It's been the talk of every Hollywood party since Homeland Security stormed Diddy's places in LA and Miami back in 2008, March 2024. While nothing's been confirmed officially, wink wink, word on the street is that this list connects some major players to some seriously depraved behavior at Diddy's freak-off parties. And when I say major players, I mean major. We're talking Jay-Z, Beyonce, J-Lo, Ellen DeGeneres, Oprah, Ashton Kutcher, Leonardo DiCaprio, and even some high-ranking political figures. The names on this list would make your head spin.
Greg. Oprah. J-Lo. A-Rod. Will Smith. Alicia Keys. Look at this pretty hit. Black King God, dude. Justin Bieber. Kevin Hart. Mark Wahlberg. Snoop. DJ Khaled. Swiss Beats. Kelly Rowland. Chris Brown. Maluma. Sheree. Sierra. Janelle Monáe. Yeah, that's my sis right there. Lizzo. Megan Thee Stallion. J Balvin. Naomi Campbell. That's your auntie. Usher. Demi Lovato. Shaq and his whole family. Tracy Ellis Ross. Little Uzi Vert. Sway Lee. Rick Ross. Julian Huff. Diplo. E-Nice. Drea. Burna Boy. The show Sir Singer. Nicole Scherzinger. Nicole from the Pussycat Dolls. Say Nicole from the Pussycat Dolls. That's right. Paris Goldman. Cara Delevingne. Winnie Harlow. Prince Montana. And a bunch of big surprises that I can't tell you. Because they're so big, sometimes they get busy and they forget that they committed to answering the phone and it's Easter.
But hold on to your seats, because Catherine Austin Fitz didn't just stop there. Oh no, she went even further. She suggested these wildfires might have been deliberately set to cover up some absolutely horrific crimes against the most vulnerable members of society. She claims she's seen people take extreme measures before to hide ugly truths, bringing up that shocking Franklin cover-up from 1988. You remember when several big-shot Nebraska politicians and business figures were accused of involvement in something so disgusting I can barely even type it out. The parallels she's drawing are absolutely chilling.
Story to tell that I'd like to tell. I have a wonderful subscriber, has been a subscriber for many years, Polly, and for the first time in his life, he read the Franklin cover-up last week. And I spoke to him last weekend, and he said, you know, I keep hearing you, he said, you get frustrated because people don't understand the importance of financial transaction freedom to their lives. And I hear you keep telling people who say, well, I don't have many assets, and if they take my assets, I don't care. And I hear you telling people, wait a minute, they can take your children. They can mandate health treatments to your children, and they can literally take your treatment. And he said, you need to understand that even though I've been a subscriber for 10 years, I didn't understand what you were saying. And he said, I don't think most people understand what you're saying. But I read the Franklin cover-up, which is one of the best highly documented cases of a pedophilia ring in America. And he said, now I understand what you mean. Now I understand what you mean when you say they'll take your children, and what that really means, and why financial transaction freedom is so very important to me and to you, because we cannot allow that to happen. So he said, you know, this is the first time that it really got to be personal. It really touched me in an intimate and visceral way. And, you know, and I've seen dreadful things done in the interest of covering up rings. And this is likely to include, whenever you do an operation this big, you stack functions. So there's a lot of stacking functions going on, but it wouldn't surprise me if is one of those functions that's getting stacked here.
And just when you thought this story couldn't possibly get any more shocking, Catherine Austin Fitz's claims are hitting the headlines right after some old comments from one of Diddy's accusers, Allie Carter, started making waves again. Last year, Allie warned her followers on social media to keep their eyes and minds wide open because files or explosions might be used to cover up alleged crimes of Hollywood and political elites. The fact that she predicted this almost exactly as it's happening now is sending chills down everyone's spine.
A third arrest that is coming. There's 2 that's already down. The world is going to crumble when they see this next arrest. In the meantime, there's going to be deaths, distractions, and fires to hide evidence. Watch for it, ask questions, demand answers. Watch for those fires. Explosions make fires too. Explosions make accidental fires too. And then, oops, we don't know how that happened. And then you look into it and you see that it's tied to something that's tied to something that's tied to something that's tied to trafficking. And then you realize, oh, it wasn't just an explosion or a fire. It wasn't an accident.
Now Allie's back in the spotlight, basically screaming, "I told you so!" from the rooftops. She's insisting there's absolutely nothing accidental about all these celebrity homes going up in flames right when Diddy's alleged accomplices started getting named in his lawsuits. The timing is just too perfect to be a coincidence, and honestly, she might be onto something.
It's burning, is it? Because didn't I tell y'all that? Didn't I tell y'all there will be an accidental explosion? Accidental fire? And the next thing you know, celebrities' homes would be on fire. Things would be on fire. I pray for the people in its path, but I also pray that it exposes the things that it needs to expose.
Here's something that'll make your skin absolutely crawl. Remember how Allie Carter kept mentioning explosions in her videos? Well, just a few days ago, during a live report in Pacific Palisades, several mysterious explosions were caught on camera as the Los Angeles fires continued to spread. I mean, what are the chances? Coincidence? Please. I think not.
It is still an inferno out here. You can see just how strong the flames. Oh, whoa, and you heard that explosion there. This is the back of a home here, trees up in flames at the moment. The flames spreading to the home here again, the 800 block of Radcliffe Avenue. Of course, we want to keep our distance, but we're hearing some bangs going on. We obviously don't know what's exploding.
And as if that wasn't enough to raise every single eyebrow in Hollywood, another video went viral on social media showing what looks like a massive explosion in Pasadena, California, which then quickly turned into a raging inferno. The plot just keeps getting thicker and thicker. But wait, because this next part is absolutely wild and had me gasping when I heard it. Some eagle-eyed fans are pointing to what they believe is a coded message from Diddy himself. During what's allegedly a leaked call from jail with his son, Diddy reportedly told him to get rid of the pizza boxes. Now, people are convinced this wasn't about actual pizza. I mean, who talks about pizza at a time like this? They think it was code for destroying evidence.
What up? Are you listening? Do not entertain none of this nonsense and nothing over the phone. I'm gonna need you to get rid of all the leftover pizza boxes. The what? All the boxes left over from the pizza. All the boxes. Okay. Make sure you recycle the plastic like we talked about. Yeah.
The internet is absolutely exploding with people speaking out in support of this theory that the fires were deliberately set to hide evidence allegedly connecting A-list celebrities to something so horrific, it makes me sick to my stomach just thinking about it. The comment sections are going absolutely crazy.
Betcha didn't see this.
The man who terrorized people at a crowded D.C. pizza shop back in 2016 has died. Edgar Madison Welch was shot and killed Monday by police in Kannapolis, North Carolina, after he pulled out a gun during a traffic stop. 8 years ago, the so-called Pizzagate gunman entered Comet Ping Pong in Northwest with a revolver and rifle. He was searching for a non-existent child ring, which he learned about from a right-wing conspiracy website. Welch was sentenced to prison and released back in 2021.
This happened 2 hours ago, or it was reported 2 hours ago. Let's break this video down a little bit.
8 years ago, the so-called Pizzagate gunman entered Comet Ping Pong in Northwest with a revolver and rifle. He was searching for a non-existent child ring.
Interesting that they just had to include those words. A non-existent child's ring. Why? Why not just say he was searching for a child's ring?
He learned about from a right-wing conspiracy website.
And of course, you just had to add that too, right? Of course, he learned about it from a right-wing conspiracy website. Duh. So let me get this straight. Just as all of Hollywood, basically all of Hollywood, burns to the ground, the conspiracy theory that is most associated with Hollywood and elites and celebrities pops up again out of nowhere because the person who allegedly went in looking for it, and by the way, didn't shoot anybody, he shot at the ground and then walked out and turned himself in. That person is shot and killed. It is pretty coincidental that this is right around the time where the Diddy stuff started coming out, Jay-Z, we still don't have any clues on the Epstein client list. All this stuff that seems to be happening, that seems to be exposing a lot of what we've been talking about for the last, who knows, freaking 8 years now. Just kind of weird that all of Hollywood burns to the ground right as all this stuff is starting to be exposed.
And honey, it's not just random internet sleuths raising questions anymore. Even celebrities are starting to hint that something about these fires feels seriously off. Chris Brown didn't mince words, writing on his Instagram story, "Someone starting these fires is don't add up." Others like Henry Winkler and Days of Our Lives star Allison Sweeney are also suggesting an arsonist might be behind this whole nightmare. Dancing with the Stars pro Peta Murgatroyd shared something absolutely chilling that made my blood run cold. A screenshot from X warning about 5 men in ski masks going around starting fires in Los Angeles. And get this, podcaster and neuroscientist Andrew Huberman actually witnessed something suspicious firsthand. He posted about seeing people standing suspiciously close to what looked like a freshly started fire in Santa Monica. The fact that someone with his credentials is speaking out about this is making everyone pay attention. Now let me break down why this theory about the California fires being set to destroy evidence against Hollywood elites has gained so much traction. It might sound like something straight out of a Hollywood thriller, but when you look at the details, honey, it's beyond disturbing. First off, these fires are behaving in the strangest ways. Just like that 2018 Malibu fire where certain celebrity homes were completely destroyed while houses right next door barely got a scratch. People are saying these fires might have been carefully orchestrated to target properties connected to people with something to hide. The precision is almost surgical. And the timing? Oh my goodness, it's beyond suspicious. These fires seem to pop up right when major Hollywood scandals hit the headlines. Like during the Harvey Weinstein case in 2018 with the Malibu fire, and now with all these allegations against Diddy and his celebrity friends. You can't make this stuff up.
Call me a conspiracy theorist, but there is no way that 8 different fires starting within a period of 48 hours in LA is due to climate change. You want to tell me that insurance companies canceling people's policies in these areas over the past few months, officials cutting firefighting funding, emptying water reservoirs, and being more concerned about sending aid to another country is just coincidence? Okay.
But wait until you hear this next part. It gets even more technical and bizarre. Some people are suggesting that smart meters and their lithium batteries might be playing a role in how these fires start and spread. There have been reports of fires starting with absolutely no explanation, and some believe this technology is being used to target specific properties. It's like something out of a sci-fi movie, except it's happening right here, right now. And just when you thought it couldn't get any more bizarre, those tunnels Ally Carter mentioned in her videos, people are saying they've collapsed in planned explosions. Someone on X shared a video of a press conference where firefighters discovered an underground lithium battery storage facility. They're claiming these aren't just any tunnels, and the air around them is so toxic no one's allowed near them. What exactly are they trying to hide down there?
With the hazmat, we have found a underground lithium battery storage plant for bicycle batteries that has posed a huge hazard in that area. We are working with the hazmat teams to keep that contained. So a lot of that is just very dangerous. As you just heard, the air quality in some of that area is still very, very high and dangerous.
Some people are taking it even further, suggesting this is all part of a massive land grab operation, just like what supposedly happened with the 2023 Maui wildfires. The theory goes that these fires are intentionally set to force original homeowners out. Insurance companies can't possibly pay out these multi-million-dollar claims, so investors swoop in like vultures, buy the land for pennies on the dollar from desperate owners, and build apartments while conveniently blaming it all on climate change. It's absolutely diabolical if true. And here's the cherry on top of this absolutely wild Sunday. Sources close to Katt Williams are saying he predicted something like this would happen before the fires even started. Apparently, he told his inner circle that a major disaster would strike to destroy evidence before more big names got tied to the Diddy scandal. The fact that he saw this coming is making people wonder what else he might know. But according to Katt, this goes way, way beyond just Diddy. He reportedly believes there are some seriously powerful people pulling the strings behind the scenes, people with way more influence than Diddy who are desperate to keep anyone from digging too deep into those allegations about the rumored trafficking ring that Ali Carter has been warning about. The implications are absolutely staggering. Is this all just a wild conspiracy theory spun out of control? Or is there something more sinister happening right under our noses? Are these fires really tied to the Diddy scandal in ways we're only beginning to understand? Could Ali Carter and Katt's alleged predictions about the fires being a deliberate move to destroy evidence actually be true? The questions just keep piling up like the ashes from these suspicious fires, and the answers seem more elusive than ever. Stay tuned, because something tells me this story is far from over, and the truth might be even more shocking than we could ever imagine.